the strength about to be tested, and Durka, in fact, about to take the test to them. Off the flash, he swung in, but they dodged it. Peeking out after for the pick, and now the pressure onto the defenders, numbers falling. They had so many players here just moments ago, but a sea of red has washed them away. Sayonara's got to get out surely, and the Shock won't make it for the kill.
Yeah, that felt like the opportunity, and now it just seems like the flood of FUT round. A 1v4 needed to take home this pistol. First goes his way, but it is Sop's round of victory. And already Yetajay turning things back to an even scenario. In fact, it goes a little bit wrong for Vitality. Zeus in that back corner. He's going to finally be taken out and leaves it all onto one. It is going to be the weaker weapon from Crostali. That time has been ticking a while, but not enough. Profik, he's really just going to stick this the entire way. He's going to just defuse in front of his eyes. What a way to get your first round on the board. A little bit of disrespect to Profik.
The Molly, though, could be dangerous. He's got to move, and might be in the open when the peek comes through. Zeus easily able to manipulate that frag, but with Durka now showing the shotgun up close, they've got to be very worried about this push through. Getting a plant hard, they really want to clear out that lower space, and the judge is taking them for a field day! Crostali with everything on his hands, and, well, he made a damn good try. And they've been immediately put in their place. The stun! That's come out of nowhere! Just off the timing, and, well, it hasn't worked out as well as it looked like. That should have been kills, conversions, and instead, Vitality are in a 2v2. They're on the back foot. Robin Hood's gone down as well. Chronicle!
Forcing Chronicle to go looking for it, but Chronicle seems to have the right idea! They are winning rounds that really shouldn't be going their way. But hey, Vitality fans don't mind.
That is not going to help.
Okay.
Sayonara's there to bail them out of what looked to be a bad situation, but he has got full control, both hands.
Especially while having that overdrive in back pocket means that any sort of retake won't be a problem. The fact is, though, a more direct push on the other side, but getting through here when there's a judge waiting almost seems impossible. That door has been a gift and a curse, and while this time, the push is cursed.
And in fact, that will be an even earlier push this time. Flash set up, Art push coming through, and it's Chronicle to take point of contact. Nicely done for the double, and he can just get out for free.
He's had some great nades as well, denying the plants, and it might, I was going to say not be needed for the rest of this one, but Yetajay trying to turn the tide, not going to be happening. 7-4.
And there it is, the punish. A 2 versus 2 time still ticking. Yumpy not yet spotted, brushing shoulders with Yetajay, but he's the one to fall. The finger guns overheated, Durka's down to 30, up against the wall. But he swings into Zeus, who's somehow unaware. The position is near perfect. He can stick this. Yetajay knows he's got to run, and Durka tries to catch him. Already started. Sociable, able to find one, another for Yetajay, and that will close out the round. Cleared his head from his shoulders. That is outrageous.
Delete the agent from the game. I don't care about nerfs at this point. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Can I get that replayed?
Or if you're Ordaz and you get 4 kills and then miss about 10 bullets. That's not the Bandit, though. Instead, the Headhunter is there to start, but Sop with a shooting gallery does miss one. The overdrive, however, gives him slightly more bullets, and Yetajay has just found one through the smoke. Make that a second. In fact, he's just cleaning up. The Shorty has turned it back into a winnable position. They will finish off Yumpy. The gun maybe is all that remains. One man to try and hold on is Profik, and he's not going to be able to. A 3v4 turned on its head. Definitely wary of it. They even try to catch him on the edge of the smoke, trying to bait out some of that utility, force the fights on the other side of Crostali. He's about to spot out Sayonara. Somehow, this is now swinging back once again, leaving it all onto Durka, and they're just sticking that defusal. He needs this kill, he needs it fast. One man standing, and he's let go. He's let go of the defusal. I think Durka's just about done. Enough the kill, but no defuse. A Rebel clutch for Durka, and they just about cling to life. The IGL versus the last member of this roster, and the IGL will keep it going. Another clutch to the collection of Vitality. That's not gone to plan. Normally able to deny. Yetajay's positioning is perfect once again. He put a deeper trip that got broken. That gave him time to get into position for the second trip. And well, it leaves them with such a massive advantage. Profek is just going to try and do some parkour because that's all he's got left. Sop will finish an in-zone flawless. I'm liking the look of the Odin though. A chance for real spam, but Dirk is ahead of everything. And so Sayonara. It's given them 2 easy picks. In fact, this is so comfortable. It's not quite going to be the flawless of the last. 30 HP. There's no way. They'd have to make a huge mistake. Well, I thought for a second Dirk was just going to turn his back to Sociable. Almost hit a spam shot. If that smoke goes up, I'm certain, yeah, you'll hear a bullet or 2 spamming forward. Sat towards the back of the site, and already an even trade. Watched 2 players about to be caught by the knife, and they've cleared out Zeus, but this could be a problem. Sociable's timing needs to be almost perfect, but considering they've already got one off, he can now move forward. He can step in and clear out the player on site. Profek would need another ninja if he's going to have a chance, and it is not the case. FUT take the lead.
Wait, a firing squad assembled, a high-low setup, dodge the first shock as the trip goes down, but those players go in. Crosstali's alone. One went forward, one went back. It's a mistake. And now Zeus is the one under pressure as a result, caught with hot hands and cold feet now for FUT as they should be retreating, should be avoiding these fights, and yet they fill in the space, immediately realizing that Vitality have gone back.
That's
very recently, so they're worried about this art play that he could be wrapping back. It's the right read from Durka, but Sociable delivers the kill. Sup from the other side, now pressure all around for Vitality. They have to fight for every inch of space as the defuse seems to be underway. Profek here's the steps though. Now he knows that Yedizhe's not on, and he'll get back in just in time. Running it back on the site with his back turned. Profek's able to easily take him down, but only the one found. Numbers still even.
Yedizhe sat in the corner, but it's not reached him. He's able to just sit in the one spot that wasn't cleared for Durka. He doesn't win his fight either. It's a trade from Chronicle. Yumpy just runs through, and his flash is so good it catches 2, but only 1 kill came from it. And Chronicle worries up against the shorty of Sociable.
Drone's gone in. Oh. That A spot previously had 3 in it, but Sop was the one to rotate off. Securing their back and now moving onto the site where Zeus has been dealt with. Sop, the stun's a little late, is already in is Durka, and Sayonara's meeting him in EMEA. Now they've got the site control, surely. But for Sop, a huge risk to continue going forward. So of course he does.
They are just buying that additional time, although they are sticking this. Eventually, it will be denied.
And by now, he would have already been doing that. But instead, there's no contact on the doors. So Durka goes walking through, and the timing is sublime. That is perfectly played by FUT. And it's those micro adjustments to play that little bit slower that make the difference when it comes to OT.
Yeah, they've got to fight forward. I think the players on Vitality have realized that if they're going to have a chance in this round, they need to claim some control, and they do. Now they can fight with their back turned to long. And in fact, Profek's looked to reclaim some space. He's done a lot of damage, but hasn't been able to get any of the kills. Still, Yumpy needs to be cleared, and Zeus goes out alone. Wanting to try and be the hero, he might just be the villain. And a hero arises on the other side. Yumpy already turning this round on its head, leaving Sociable trapped in a corner, revealed a multiple of times, no utility to play with. Like, this should be impossible, and it will be.
A big round now as the tides may be turning. Defensive win.
He's going to have everything to play for a corner that needs to be cleared, and he's just sitting there waiting, and they've seen him. That's enough for him to go down. Yedizhe, he's had so many big rounds. Looking to try and have another first kill. Comes easy, the spam doing damage. Support coming through, but they are all falling like flies. Yedizhe needs to do everything, and the hat of the head actually causes his doom. It leaves Crosstali. A quieter game from him, but the hat at least has given him the info. He knows where both players are. The first goes to him, but Sayonara will close the map. Vitality, their choice just about goes their way. Knows that that wall's going to go off, and that's left Sop isolated. They've already managed to reclaim the site. I wonder if this needs to be a reset, but because Sop's got one, will they realize there's already a couple of players within the backside? Maybe not. Jumping in, a bit of a risk. Gives Sayonara an opportunity.
And Sociable, he seems to have the read. Worried about the wraparound, and Kron catches him just in time.
Paranoia is available, and Chronicle a labor, but he wins that initial battle. Yedaje tag low, but the first shot is beautiful. Leaves it down to 1, and again! This man has been in so many Red Bull clutches. Not afraid to just run into whoever's on the other side, and that might be dangerous. The Bandit dealing damage once again. It's been a heavy investment.
Some time as the spike drops down. He's going to catch him as well, but the Paranoia's landed, fires out one of his own, but it's not going to save his life. 6 seconds now, and Hunter's Fury's caught him. They can still get the plant, but Hunter's Fury fires out once more. The round is over. Yedaje tries desperately to carry his rifle forward.
And it seems like Yedaje has definitely heard that, but maybe jumps just a little bit too wide. Of course, wanting to try and hold on to the gun, the credits of him and Yumpy might just be what pad the gap. He's running straight into Sociable as well. And back-to-back, another Amoda Thrifty.
They still face off against the Phoenix, sold with great success. Wow. Chronicle finds one. Yumpy's still alive on backside, but the drone gives him away. Now he's in danger, and in comes the stun.
Yeah,
he's
no
done for. But the trades keep on coming. This is now a 4v3. In fact, there's only 2 men standing for FUT. The spike is down, and Sop's being caught running, tagged up, but not dealt with. That stun is perfect! And now, Sop, the hero of so many rounds, the first to find kills. Well, he has to be the last as well. 3 on offer, and none will be claimed. 4th pistol round of the series goes towards the B side here. You can already see Yedaje's fallen back. So is Cristalli, but that didn't stop Zeus from going in for a bite of the cherry. He gets punished. The numbers now against him. Great second flash. Yedaje caught in the corner as well. He couldn't even swing out for the trade. 1 by 1 they fight, and 1 by 1 they fall until Sop is all that's left standing. He can fly that banner as high as he likes, but there's 4 more players to take down, and, well, to main as he did, or be on short. The door will block 1, but too many angles unaccounted for. The patience
on their opponent's map choice. We're going to have to wait and see what Vitality are saying. They might be feeling a little bit more confident after these couple of kills. Looking at Rat Brown from behind is Zeus, who's got his own running back, but that hasn't worked either. Both players struggling a little bit with the ult, but it's still gaining advantages for FUT. 30 seconds left on that clock. The swing from Yumpy is such a risk. The spike now dropped, and I think they already knew this round was gone. A nice shot from Chronicle, but I don't want to see any more of those.
The players in main too far away, and okay, he's bought himself that weapon. Whoa! Now that's a risk, let me tell you, but one that's paid off. Good kill. In the end, though, double digits found.
From Cristalli, I don't know if they will. No, they're not going to check it. At least the first player didn't, and that gives Zeus way too much ground. Chronicle again trying to save them, and this time actually with an opportunity at victory. The steps will be heard though, and why would he expect Yedaje to still be sat around main? Such an obscure position with how much pressure there's been over towards mid. He's going to plant in an open spot. That is just cruel. The one place that wasn't cleared is the one place Yedaje is. It's ult spam. Vitality desperately wanting around Sociable, but maybe expecting this to be bait. Sop has also decided to try and make a move a little bit early. Catching out one, the spam in, but he is still very much aware there's a player, or should be a player around here.
No, but he doesn't think they'd be that close already. Now they're looking at the site, thinking about the defuse! And Cristalli strikes at the right moment. A tough game for him. But he chose his time to strike. 13-8 locked in. FUT have fought back on their choice. And Split will decide our first grand finalist before we go to map 3.
I'm looking at Sop on this defensive side. Versus Eternal Fire to qualify to London, he was just ridiculous in how good he was. But I'm hoping Vitality have a slightly different strat to just going A every round like Eternal Fire did, although they have just rushed A.
And it's worked. Vitality have taken the site, got the plant and the man advantage to work with. And FUT have grouped up the death ball, looking to split for a moment, but back on course. Profek will be the man to stand on the first corner and take down 2, with Yumpy closing it easily. Nicely done by Vitality, and 1-0 we go. Interestingly enough, that especially first map, I feel like he was so activated. Almost impossible to deal with. And it doesn't look like he's gone anywhere. Chronicle has to stop him.
Already, Spike dropped in the open. Now the rest of the players have to scramble. It is scrappy, it is messy, and again, Yedege is just taking over the round. Finally, he is dealt with, but at that point, it was already over.
Into place, a 5-1 scoreline now, a commanding lead for Vitality. And FUT still searching for a response. That's a damn good answer from Sop.
Yeah, maybe the op was actually a detriment to him. Held him back a little bit from what is hyper-aggressive rounds, and that's a bit of an issue.
They're going to have to push through this now. You see the spikes being taken back. You know he could be on the rotate with the flank, though. It's going to lock in the round. Beautiful stuff from Sop.
Elbow. Öldü. Bir daha fight.
Ramp olur.
Gel atacağım da ondan. Gel geceyi kalıyor.
Hayır. Hakim beyler. 3 abi.
Nice. Let's go!
Now, whilst I didn't understand a lot of that, I did hear them say, go get your ace. They were so distracted by the utility coming through, they know he's there. Paranoia's been sent out, but oh, the spam! The damage done in the back of it, yet all the kills are for Vitality till Zeus steps up to the plate. Chronicle and Zeus, it's been a round of 2 players.
Waiting for them to be alongside him and not risk too much and just look at the position of Chronicle. It's such a nasty spot. There's no reason for that to be checked. A superb round from him individually. 4 kills. It doesn't matter the side. It just matters if they believe they can take it. And well, it's safe to say they do. Already Sop with another opener to add to the collection.
That will be there. They've got a double barrel quick reload operator. And they don't need it. Zeus is taking Sayonara down. The pace picked up towards the site, and the fairy tale run from Vitality, making it to playoffs, besting.
Hightail their way all the way to the grand final. And maybe Yedege still has something to say about that. The 2 were rotating, but Profek denies. And it's same round from Sayonara. A massive step up in the next, but this ruse is being sold. They're trying to pull players away from the B side, and it has not worked. 30 seconds left, and they may think they've spotted the only defender. There's a second man in Zeus, but it's only for 1. Sociable up top, though. If he could drop the spike, there it is on the ground. If he gets the next, it could be over. The other 2 are on the other side of the map, but Sayonara has been a safe pair of hands. And now with his showstopper online, it's down to his opponents. And he's bought time as well for his teammates to get into the site.
Stali, that's risky. That's so risky. And he takes so much damage for it. You heard the showstopper. And yet they stay around just to keep deep heaven control out of the hands of their opponents. Still having a dog, it's a mistake.
Didn't see
one that very well could come back to haunt them, but everyone's looking the other way. Everyone, oh no! Yedege! He fires off at the worst possible moment.
The Prowler is going to tell that there's one there, but the distraction is used. Zeus dead is massive, but Sop still stands, but not for long.
Oh, and another for Vitality as Durka answers the call. Yedege and Crystalli. They will try their best to pick up the pieces, and in fact, Yedege's in one hell of a spot. He has no idea, but right down below him was Durka. A free kill offered up, and instead Durka comes back to bite. Vitality 1 kill away from the grand final. They started this out, this stage tested by giants, and now they burn banners considered greater than their own. Overtime after overtime, a hell of a series, but Vitality from the bottom to the top, your first grand finalist.